Kings Country, kingscountry.net with my buddy Mark Chestnut. Blame it on Texas. Hope Mark's getting better. He's had a rough patch recently. He went in for emergency back surgery, and before he could be rehabilitated after the surgery, he caught COVID, and so did his lovely wife, Tracy. Had to cancel a whole bunch of shows, and no word yet on whether he's going to be able to get it back together anytime soon, but thoughts and prayers with Mark Chestnut. I sent him a text to let him know that I'm featuring his son this weekend and him on my TV extravaganza, the Jim King of the TV show, airing 3 times this weekend on Fox 4 and the CW. We're going to kick it off with Casey Chestnut exclusive concert footage captured at Honky Tonk, Texas last weekend. We also have the Southeast Texas debut of Brian Callahan's new video as our Pine Tree Lodge music clip of the week from Nashville. Found this really cool little ditty at Pine Tree Lodge. Casey Chestnut, a very young Casey Chestnut, maybe still in high school. This is from 2017. Casey Chestnut performing Mark's debut single, Too Cold at Home, filmed the video at Pine Tree Lodge. Here's a little bit of Casey singing that back in 2017.
Every time I play it in front of my daddy, he's like, you're doing that wrong, you're doing this wrong. Well, it sure feels good to come in here, just pull up a seat, frosted mug of a cold one, helps to be the heat. These old dog days of summer, Lord, I'll be glad when they're gone. It's too hot to fish, too I've gone, too cold at home.
As the saying goes, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. That's a young Casey Chestnut from years ago from our Royal Archives of King of the Road Productions. Check it out this weekend on Fox 4, the CW. I'll be posting the segments on the World Wide Web at jimkingoftheroad.com tomorrow and my YouTube channel. Don't miss it. And thanks for streaming Kings Country on this TGIF edition. Kings Country at kingscountry.net. It's Jim King doing my thing on this TGIF edition. That was Casey Musgraves and Rainbow. No rainbows in the sky today. It's overcast and blustery and breezy and cold in southeast Texas. We're bracing for it all weekend long. Winter blast hitting southeast Texas. Hope you're doing a little bit better in your neck of the woods, but it looks like it's pretty much hammering the entire nation right now. But thanks for streaming us. Yeah, hunker down with us. Coming up back in a flash. Short break. Merle Haggard, the late great one, right after these on Kings Country. Kings Country, kingscountry.net. That is Josh Ward. He's a pretty busy guy, always out on the road, probably never home. You know, I kind of feel for these guys, especially if they have families. Well, check this out. Being on the road is tough. Brett Young shared a video of his 2-year-old daughter crying and saying she wants her daddy to get back because I love him. He captioned it, I'm not crying, you're crying. It's got to be tough.
I need to get Daddy back because I love him.
Oh, I'm sorry. Do you miss Daddy?
I need to get him back.
Oh, honey. Okay.
I need Daddy back.
Oh, honey, let me give you a hug.
I need Daddy back.
Come here.
I need Daddy back.
Kings Country, kingscountry.net. Thanks for riding shotgun with me, Cadillac style, in the Black Bullet, that new XT5 that I purchased in Houston at Big Star Cadillac. And here comes my favorite tune, my all-time favorite from Mark Chestnut. I just wanted you to know it was a #1 hit back in the 1990s, or maybe the 2000s, I'm not sure, but it's been a while. His son is coming up fast, Casey Chestnut. In fact, he's the topic of my TV show this weekend on Fox 4 and the CW. Casey Chestnut. It's actually a Casey and Callahan episode with Brian Callahan's new video, the Southeast Texas debut of Brian Callahan's new video, Break It Down, as our Pine Tree Lodge music clip of the week from Nashville. And Casey Chestnut from our Royal Archives at Pine Tree Lodge way back 5-6 years ago. Check it out this weekend on Fox 4 and the CW. The apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Here comes his pops now, Mark Chestnut. I just wanted you to know. Country at kingscountry.net. Thanks for riding shotgun with me through the lunch hour, the Jim King of the Radio Show, TGIF edition. More breaking news from Nashville. In honor of Black History Month, Sony Music asked their artists to share a few thoughts about who influenced them. Kind of surprising here. Mitchell Tenpenny says that it was Michael Jackson and Usher that set him on the course. He studied their music, their melodies, and even how they danced, and he believes he wouldn't even be an artist without them.
Obviously, I go straight to music. From Michael Jackson to Usher early on, I was just obsessed with the music, their melodies, how they danced. I just wanted to be like that, and they just kind of influenced how I create music, how I write music, how I sing melodically. I sung to their records all the time, and I know there's not a doubt in the world that I would be here without their music and their influence.
Kings Country, kingscountry.net. Thanks for streaming us. Speaking of streaming, you've heard about all that controversy with Spotify due to Joe Rogan and maybe some misinformation. Artists are jumping ship. Neil Young did it first, and Jon Stewart thinks artists removing their music from Spotify because of Joe Rogan is an overreaction and a mistake. Here's John.
Don't leave, don't abandon, don't censor, engage. I'm not saying it's always going to work out fruitfully, but I'm always of the mindset that engagement, and especially with someone like a Joe Rogan, who is not, in my mind, an ideologue in any way. And here's the other thing. You're a musician. Like, how much misinformation is spread by, like, Eric Clapton is on platforms that you're on, and he's psycho. So do you remove yourself from every platform? There's no question that there is egregious misinformation that's purposeful and hateful and all those other things. And that being moderated is a credit to the platforms that run them. But this overreaction to Rogan, I think, is a mistake.
Streaming from the studios of King of the Road Productions in Beaumont, Texas. Thanks for listening to Jim King of the Radio Show. Not to be confused with the Jim King of the TV show. Completely different animal, and it airs 3 times every weekend on Fox 4 and the CW here in Southeast Texas. I'll be posting the segment sometime this weekend at JimKingOfTheRoad.com. It's a Casey and Callahan episode with Casey Chestnut, the talented son of Mark Chestnut. Brian Callahan's new video called Break It Down as our Pine Tree Lodge music clip of the week from Nashville. And Casey Chestnut will be at Pine Tree Lodge. We'll gaze in the rear view at our Royal Archives in the Royal Spotlight, sponsored by Bradley's Collision Center, featuring Casey Chestnut from a few years ago, before he went into the military and got out. That's how we roll out of the show, but let's get a little sample of Casey Chestnut from this weekend's show at Honky Tonk, Texas last weekend.
This is a cool song. We love it. We hope you love it too. Y'all check it out. It's going to be on the radio soon in your area. Available for stream and follow Spotify, on Apple, iTunes, Amazon Music, and anywhere streaming is involved. Johnny's doing good. He told me to start doing that.
He's learning.
I'm slowly learning. I got to advertise the streaming. Hey, if everybody pulls out their phone and plays this song on loop for about 20 minutes, we'll make 30 cents. Moving on up. This is on Texas Radio, guys. It's called Even Texas Couldn't Hold Her.
Corpus Christi beaches, walls along the seawall. I never dreamed she'd leave it all behind. But tonight, oh, eyes be golden. Standing toes long like never before. Ain't no use looking over my shoulder. 'Cause all the oil in your skin gave me losing her when she made up her mind it's over. Even Texas couldn't hold her.
Any plans to leave Southeast Texas, maybe go to Nashville?
Man, I'm just kind of playing it by ear. I'm not used to staying in one place, but I'm ready to kind of uproot and travel anywhere I need to kind of keep the business going.
You've branched out of Southeast Texas too. You're doing gigs all over the states now.
Oh yeah, I mean we're going to be in Colorado this year. We do dates in North Carolina every year for the veterans. Some of the boys I used to work with up there. We do everything as far as, we got some radio stations in Arkansas and Kansas and stuff like that. Everything from gigging to promoting the single, man. We're traveling for it. We're trying to get it heard all over the world.
Southeast Texas still home? Is this still your favorite place to be?
There's no place on earth that you can get a good bowl of crawfish etouffee.
The food's fantastic.
Go out and see people play live like George Dearborn and some of these great legends in the area, like there's just nowhere else, man. I grew up with these guys, so I grew up with the food and I grew up with the atmosphere, and it's just a little bit warmer here than everywhere else, so
a little too warm in the summer, but I moved here about 22 years ago, and I got to meet your dad right away because I was in radio. I was on KYKR for about 10 years, and I met Tracy Bird. And one of the things that really stuck with me is that the fact that they stayed here when they could have lived anywhere. They could have lived in Nashville or anywhere in the world.
Here's to the girl who rocked my world, an angel of deep blue. I feel the devil crashing through the bill. I watched him drive away over and against her. I've got time down in Brooklyn.
Thank you.
King of the Road.
There ain't no country music for old men.
King's Country, kingscountry.net. Jim King of the radio, hunkering here in my studio on the west end of Beaumont where country is king. The Cat Castle, a.k.a. the Cat Castle. Got 2 cats inside, 3 outside. 2 of the outside cats are captured and in the garage. We're going to have overnight freezing in the 20s tonight, 30s for the next few nights, so they're going to be hunkering in the garage. Still trying to get Mama, if I can catch her. Speaking of pets, a woman's pet monkey snatched her cell phone and wouldn't give it back. It's gone viral. Here she is begging the little rascal to hand it over.
Boo, give me the phone. Give me the phone. Boo, give me that phone. Give it the phone to Mama.
Me and you can make amendment one more time.
King's Country at kingscountry.net. That does it for me on this blustery day in Beaumont. Hope it's warmer where you reside on the World Wide Web, or if you're in Southeast Texas or Southwestern Louisiana. Hunker down with King's Country at kingscountry.net, the most magnificent country music mix on the planet, 24/7 and 365. We'll keep you company. And I'll be back with any luck at all Monday morning at 10-ish on King's Country, kingscountry.net. Watch the Jim King of the TV show with Casey Chestnut 3 times this weekend on Fox 4 and the CW. I'll be posting the segments at jimkingoftheroad.com sometime this weekend. You know what to do now. Keep it between the ditches. Slow down, for goodness sakes, if you're on the roads. And have a good one. Later, Gators.